All right, welcome to another episode, a podcast. Your host, Stephen Maxted, and today we have Allyson, videographer, producer, and so much more. I mean, I kind of dressed a little sportier for this. This seems to be part of your niche, although you actually work in a few sectors, Allyson. We met through, I guess, the triathlete world. I didn't know enough about you then, and you do amazing things. I'm drinking coffee out of a mug from another photographer that caught me coming out of the water at a triathlete. to kind of just show off more sport mode, but I'll have to get you to definitely hire you this year to get some photos of me coming out of water and on the bike and running. Signed up for a few races already, so excited to have you on, Allyson. And do you want to share a little bit about yourself for the listener here and tell them a little bit more about you?
Hi, Steven. I'm so glad to be here. I'm very happy. This is actually the first time that I've been talking in a podcast. As I told you, most of the time I am behind camera, setting everything, coordinating with the people that are going to be interviewed. But now I think it's my time to share a bit of my story. So
awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I think it's great to get on the other side of it too. I mean, I've jumped on both sides of it. It seems like it's weird when I'm on the other end of it, actually, and maybe you feel the same way. Sometimes doing the production side of it, but happy to have you here. And we're going to do a couple things on today's episode. One of them is to show off some of the work that you have done and tell a little bit more about your story visually with sharing the screens in a bit. But let's go back to earlier on in the entrepreneurial journey. What kind of got you started in the space, and what makes you tick? What do you love about it, and what keeps you going?
Yeah, well, this starts maybe like 16, 15 years ago, to be honest, when I was finishing high school. Yes.
Yeah.
And I was entering to university, to college, to study this career, multimedia communications. But at the same time, I started doing my practices.
Okay.
So it was like experiencing at the same time studying. About being an entrepreneur, like was always in my mind, like looking for new projects, being interested in people, in their stories, and capture them, and always open to do collaborations. So I came here kind of 2 years and a half ago, and
nice.
Yes, so I still in the process of talking correctly the language, right? I came with a very, very shy English because I consider myself a very introverted, but at the same time with a lot of passion to create things. So I was not going to be able to connect with the people if I am at home under the book, right? So the hunger to do things also, to show up my work. So I started following companies, following people, trying to connect with them. And actually, I started following companies and people before coming here. I started like trying to plan what I'm gonna do when I arrive.
So sorry, you were starting to follow like these accounts and stuff before you even got here, is what I'm hearing, whatever saying. So you're doing like homework way ahead of time. You're like, I want to be rolling by the time I get here. Yeah. Nice. Sorry to interrupt.
Part of a full-time job that I was also looking for,
Yeah.
But all the time was related to my career. I was never afraid of pursuing that, because something that I noticed from immigrants that come here is that they already have their career, their background there, like for years, but they come here, and they are afraid to look for that. So and they start in our path, which is not bad, but they are always like, I wish I could continue I'm building my career here, and I say, well, look for it. There are gonna be a lot of no's,
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes I think this. And one day it's like I need these 5 no's. So because after 5 no's, there's gonna be one yes. Um, in every fail, I try to show me what I did wrong, if I express my words incorrectly. Yeah, different things that I learn a lot when I come here. Also, my work, I think, show things from me, right? Took more for me than me, if that makes sense.
100%. Well, I think you're a really great communicator in terms of showing off your skill set. We'll say that much. I've seen your work all over the place. And like I said, as we first connected, and it was around triathlon season, and there's often folks that are there capturing those moments, and you're one of those folks. And you yourself are very athletic as well. You're always posting about workouts and different things like that. And I know that that's part of the niche that you focus on. You also do real estate, commercial, and other photograph and video content there. But what's your favorite to shoot? What area of your photography and videography is your favorite? I know you work on a lot of projects, but
yeah, I would like to add what you just mentioned. Yeah, I'm very sporty person, since many years ago. So yeah, it's my passion as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I also know that it's people passions, right? So I love to capture that. And yeah, if I'm doing sports content, I believe that I should represent the same, no?
Yeah, definitely.
Of course, there are people that there are levels, right? But yeah, that's how I first met you digitally.
Yeah, we did.
Because I was looking for prospect for athletes, and I remember that I text you. And actually, I think I have a picture of you in one of those triathlons. I want to to show you. Maybe, yeah, maybe you are.
Maybe that's me. Sounds good. We'll have to chat after about that. Yeah, for sure. Oh, you got me like swimming?
Yeah, going out. Yeah, from the water.
Cool. Nice.
Kind of difficult to know because the people is like.
Yeah. We got all the gear on, the goggles, and everyone looks the same if they have the same color one. The swim caps on in the water. So cool.
Yeah, and I was running from one point to the other. They run to change, no?
Yeah, the transition area.
The transition area.
You caught me in the act. Well, you do a great job of catching folks like in the actor. I know that you do some like stuff in here and other areas of sports. You know what? Actually, I don't know if this is too early. Do you mind if I'll show the screen here? I'll show off some of your work. In terms of like where we're going here, what I'm looking at. So this is in the sports section here. So yeah, high quality content for sports, fitness, wellness, business, personal brands, or athletes. And you put out some really cool content in general that I've already come across. And whether it be like video here, as we can see, folks in the jiu-jitsu category here too, and capturing different angles and stuff. It's just the coolest thing. Shout out. There's Evan. There's Mary. Winnipeg's a small town. So, and this is just super awesome in terms of, doing that.
I was doing hockey. My last project with young folks was very good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
What's one of your favorite sports to capture?
CrossFit for many years.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm interested in high rocks. No, it's a trend now.
Yeah, it's kind of the same, but not really. This is like I'm not so well versed in it to know all the difference, but it seems close to the same. That's probably insulting to some people.
They don't do weightlifting. So
okay.
I love it. I have an injury here.
Oh.
And my snatch was terrible all the time. And that was one of the reasons that I could not improve my CrossFit. Yeah, I think CrossFit and nowadays triathlons.
Yeah. Cool.
I am focused on that. Looking forward to capture more content this year.
Yeah.
There is a competition coming, no? Birds Hill in June.
Yeah, June. I think there's one Birds Hill, then there's St. Malo.
Yes.
I mean, we personally we do like a virtual one that, I mean, it's not at a set location kind of thing, for my team. And then Riding Mountain, I think, is back. That's a really cool one. Really beautiful scenery out there. That's a sweet one. I feel like I'm missing one though. Maybe that's it. Birds Hill, St. Malo, ours, the virtual one, and then the Clear Lake, Riding Mountain National Park one. I had this in front of me the other day. And then there's Peace Gardens. There's one down close to the border that goes on down that way. So yeah, we got a full triathlon season of races going on there. And yeah, I guess that's the local ones. Do you travel to go and shoot other races? Like, I know I'm doing an Ironman out in Calgary this summer. Do you go out and shoot any stuff like that?
Not really, but I'm very interested in it.
Yeah.
Yes, I will do it.
Soon.
Absolutely. It's just that I have work here. You know?
Totally.
I actually, as I was telling you, I have I had a full time job until 1 month ago. Now I'm a full time entrepreneur. Full time entrepreneur.
Sweet.
Yeah, I used to work in a corporate for 2 years on something, 3 months.
Nice.
So yeah, now I am full time looking for new projects, full time trying to continue building my brand, my personal brand.
Well, I think
And
you're doing a
it's
great
hard,
job.
but
Yeah, how was the decision to make that move into full-time entrepreneurship?
well, things happen in a company. I just had to move. In parallel, as I was doing my own personal business, so that helped me a lot. I always think that we should have like a plan B, a plan C, just in case in life, right?
Yeah.
No, absolutely, no kidding. New skills. I'm always trying to learn all the time, learning things, especially now in my career in the digital. We're very like techy, so we need to be like updating all the time.
Yeah. Always learning.
It's funny. I starting studying for personal training now.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, learning always continue. No.
Yeah, always is. Okay, so personal training is coming up in the radar. I mean, I can totally see that in the horizon. That makes sense to me for how we know each other, and through the photography side of things and business, and the fact that you're so invested personally in fitness. That makes a lot of sense to me. I'm sure you'd be able to pass along knowledge from your own training.
Yeah, it was something that I've been procrastinated. I think now I have the time.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Very good.
So yeah.
What about other industries? I just pulled up. Hold on, wait, let me pull up this here. So you do like some work in real estate too. I don't know often share screen, but this is just so beautiful. I think we got to show off visuals here. So you do work in kind of like, yeah, building. This is cool. Headshots. This looks like, very cool. Wait, is this where you're at? This is where you're in, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, I am. On this one here.
Very awesome.
That's a portfolio that I built in a company that I was working.
Yeah.
As a real estate investor. So yeah, I was working there in a marketing environment. So the language was very, very traditional.
Yeah.
So I was not able to do too much like creative.
Right.
I don't know how can I say it. I had to follow a line, a communication line, right?
Yeah.
And that's also one of the reasons that I liked to have different kind of projects apart from my job.
Right. That
so
makes
I don't
sense.
feel like stuck in a corporate language.
Yep. it definitely can help to have that freedom on your own versus stuck in like corporate stuff as far as that goes. And nice. And how often or how long does like a shoot take for you if someone's kind of trying to book for maybe in like a CrossFit setting, like you said, or maybe it is in real estate? What's the average length of a shoot that you do with folks?
How long it takes you? How the process? Would you like to know? Well, depending how this person start talking to me, right? What is the purpose of the project? If it's a photo shoot, I'm already like offering, for example, headshots, business headshots. I already have like a package, and sometimes there are people that it's the first time that are doing a photo session. So I'm very careful that they have a good time. You know,
Right.
here comes the customer service part that I'm always like a bit afraid of because I want to share this. I don't have other type of. I just work as a multimedia all my life. I didn't work in another thing. So I wish sometimes I think this. I wish at the when I was young to have the experience of working in a cafe or working in a store, you know? Because they there you can learn how to this process of selling, this process of talk to the client, to the customers. You know?
Right.
So I've learned experiencing in this multimedia industry. So yeah, as I was saying, um, I take care of how they feel, you know, to enjoy the photo session since the beginning. And it's usually like 2, 3 packages what they can choose. If it's like business shots, indoors or outdoors, different type of outfits, and yeah, I come with my camera, my flashes. Uh, 1 hour could be 45 minutes, 1 hour, 1 hour and a half. Um, from 15 pictures, or it could be like 30 pictures. That's much for headshots. But they can choose. No? They can
Yeah.
choose, um, and then I deliver very quick the pictures, so they are happy. You know, a lot of another photographers, I think that they take 1 month, 1 month and a half to deliver pictures. I'm like, how come you take too much time to edit? Like, I don't know. Um, yeah, I'm listening that too much. Like, I'm telling, I'm gonna, like I say, no, I'm gonna give you like the pictures in max 4 days, and
Wow.
all the time they tell me, oh, that's very fast. Don't rush. I'm like, I want
That's
to give you and continue. Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
could not be like in a project like 1 month.
Well, it's good for you. That's a quick turnaround. Get them back in 4 days like that.
Yeah, yeah, I need to do moving forward.
Very
Um,
awesome. Very cool. And what I guess it was like traveling more local sports stuff, headshots with companies, you got real estate. And you mentioned at the beginning kind of the episode though, you're on the other side of the camera for the video side of things. Now, how often are you doing kind of like filming of and producing director kind of roles for projects with people?
how often? Probably could be like twice or 3 times in a month. Now that I
Awesome.
am doing, yeah, now that I'm doing full time entrepreneurship, uh, it's taking me a bit of, a bit more time. You know, I'm
Yeah.
prospecting a lot. Like
Yeah.
it's it's hard because I do a lot of cold calls, right? Cold text
Yep.
to persuade them, you know, to show them like I do my research, you know, why they need to improve. They already know, sometimes, most of the time,
Right.
but they don't have the budget, right? Or they say,
A
yeah,
common issue. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, they accept that in a month, in a month and a half. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's smooth because also I really value people that trust in my work, especially because I am new here in town and I am like talking to them randomly. They don't have as you said, people here with it, they know each other. No? They don't know me. They just trust in my work. And one of the things that I really love is that most of my clients have been like from one person, one experience, and then they connect to each other, to another person, and this person contact me. And everything is like mouth, mouth, mouth. So I think that's better, right?
Yeah. Word of mouth. And it's, I mean, well, I've seen your work from other things that you posted in terms of mutual friends. I mean, Winnipeg's a big, small town here. And it's super impressive, the quality of content that you put out here. And obviously it comes with a bit of editing time and all that stuff. Yeah. It's not just to shoot that day, but how long does it, like, for a video thing on your end of stuff here, because there's some great videos that you have on your website for your portfolio. But if you were to do a shoot for like an hour, how long will that take to edit and actually get a final product there for you? It must take a bit of time to get it, even if you have a clear vision. Must take a bit of effort to do that after the fact.
No, yeah, 1 hour video. That's a decent time, well, depending on the final product, right?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
what are you thinking in 1 hour? One hour video or 1 hour session?
Oh, sorry. I meant just like if you were filming like these like short clips that are on like for the, I don't even know how long they are, but if you were, however long you were filming for, and then to produce that, it must take a few more hours of editing on each of the things that you're working on.
Yeah, I prefer to do a pre-production, to have everything
Yeah.
like planned,
Yeah.
just in case things.
Yeah.
I'm also using a lot of AI to cover my
Okay.
shots.
Cool.
If
I love that.
yeah, a lot of AI tools now. As I'm telling you, I need to be updating.
Yeah. Well, I think you kind of have to. You know what? I was reading an article this morning, buddy sent me about AI, and just how different industries, specifically, if you're not using them, you're behind by so much percent versus a competitor. And I think it's just becoming a tool that everyone uses, whether it be video editing or ChatGPT for writing stuff. Like it's always, it's a very helpful thing. So that's cool to hear that you're using that as well to help you out.
A lot of people are scared, right?
Yes, they are.
Uh, but they were scared when laptops, when we
Yeah,
started using laptops.
100%. The internet, right? First starting too. So
People said, no, that's cheating. You are not doing the job. The robot is doing the job.
yeah,
So it's like if you are working and you have a book and you have a laptop and you have to deliver something as soon as possible. What I'm
right.
going to use? A laptop. No, it's a tool.
Yeah.
It's not cheating. Like I use a lot of ChatGPT. Like help me a lot since the last year. Things that could take like 2 days maybe for planning. Now I can have it in less than an hour. And of course I curate. Of course I read what this tool
Yeah.
gives me. I have to absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's just a tool to improve your work. Depending on you, if you want to just use a prompt and take the first thing what it gives you, or to keep investigating why I'm receiving this information.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not perfect on that end of things, but you got to curate it and then work with it from there. But it's definitely a fantastic tool. And especially if you're using it for the editing side, we use that a bit even on the podcast here, right? For helping us to become more efficient with our video editing team and stuff. But there's always, that definitely gives you the competitive edge. And if you're one person doing it, I can see that being a huge upside. So that's very cool. What yeah, what kind of cameras and stuff are you using for this stuff? I'm always so curious to learn more about, or what's your favorite camera to use and shoot content with?
I've been using Sony Alpha
Okay,
873 since
cool.
4 years ago, 3 years ago. I need to update probably probably new lenses. That are
Yeah,
lenses are even more expensive than the camera.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that doesn't sound
Depending on
fun.
what you want to
Hmm,
do. That's one, yes. And you can always rent.
very cool.
And I'm using a Sony Alpha, which was behaving amazing.
Very cool. You know what? Well, I mean, we have, yeah, some, but I don't even know. I just know that Sony is a good brand. We have, I think, one of those. I don't think it's that one though. Literally in house here in the office. But um, yeah. Oh, do you use other cameras as well for shooting content or video stuff? Is it different, or do you use the same camera for a lot of the content that you're doing?
Depending, right? There are projects, for example, I've been using even a Matterport that is a type of like a scanner. So have you seen when you enter to a website and you want to look for an apartment in or real estate? So you click and it's like opening like a virtual tour. No?
Okay.
Have you seen that? When you're looking to a place, a room or an apartment to a
Yeah.
website, so you click, you can see up,
Oh,
down.
so you can like move around with it.
It's a 360 view,
You.
or
Okay.
it's called like virtual tours. So I
Yeah.
come with this camera. The name is Matterport. So how I shoot, I have to scan like all the space every 5 steps. Yeah. So depending on how big it is, right? I've been using drone. I have a certificate. I've been using 360
Sweet.
cameras. Oh yeah.
360 cameras are really cool. And that what you just described there for camera sounds like Google Earth, but for inside houses. And I have seen those tours before too, right? Where you can basically turn the screen and it's allowing you to navigate your own way through a place virtually,
It's
which
very
saves,
cool.
yeah, a ton of time. It is very cool. Yeah.
When I was using that, in my mind was, what can I do with this camera back, like in the artistic side, like projecting something like very
Yeah.
more interesting than the space that I'm capturing, because it's like being in a video game. I don't play too much video games. Don't ask me
Yeah.
about that, but it's like
But
being inside a video game. I can compare
yeah,
with that.
no, it definitely is like that. I've done those too for tours. I guess it's for, I feel like in some hotels I booked before even have that, where you can like do a
Yeah,
little 3D tour and then you get to like see the room, the washroom, the balcony, or whatever it is, and you get, I don't know, just more acquainted with where you're staying at, so you know ahead of time exactly what you're gonna expect from
that's
that
what it
hotel
is.
or whatever. So yeah,
And you can measure, the spaces, the window. If you are thinking to add in a sofa or some
oh,
furniture.
interesting. Yeah, yeah, they do have that tactile, like even on well, Amazon or Costco, Walmart, where you can like visually add a couch
Yeah,
into your room, and like on the reverse of that, right? It's like adding this thing into your room, and you get to see how it fit in. I guess it's the same kind of technology,
some
right?
kind of technology.
Yeah, huh, that's really cool. Awesome. And what's other things that you're looking? Because I mean, what we just listed off there seems like a very in-depth list of equipment that you're using right now, right? 360 cameras, drones. Um, the one that you said with the Sony, longer thing than I'm going to remember, Matterport style recording. What other style of recordings that you do for content
Um,
outside of those, or is that the main? Is that seems like a long list already? But I'm just curious if there's more out
yeah,
there.
yeah, I think we can do a lot with those type of cameras, right?
I think so too. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. The main tools, equipment, gear that I've been using for these years. Uh, yeah, I wish I can be access to more equipment, because yeah, there are equipment and equipment of different kinds.
Yeah. Well, I
And
mean, yeah.
there's It's not always just me. It's sometimes another person or a team.
Right.
So depending on the project.
Yeah, for sure. How do you find, like, if you're doing a race, like let's say a triathlon, or maybe it's like a running kind of race, how do you track the folks that you're taking photos of? Or are you just taking so many that you'll get some of those folks in there? How do you figure that out?
It's difficult, but I love it. That's why you have to be also very like sporty athletic.
Right.
I work out because I have to be hours carrying the camera,
Yeah.
and that's why there are not too many women cameragraphers. It's sad.
Okay.
No,
Hmm.
I've seen more like producers, like kind of another have another skills, but being like a cameragrapher that is carrying the camera for hours, that you need to be like to lift and not only carry a camera, no? To know how to capture this person that is moving, this bike that is moving so fast that you have like less than a second sometimes
Right.
to freeze it.
Yeah.
So how also works a lot. How can I say it? To predict things.
Yeah. No, for
Yeah,
sure.
sports also like you already know that this person is gonna do that type of movement or potentially, or three different movements. So you're already set to move with this athlete. And yeah, I'm looking for build a team because by myself I'm not
Right.
going to be able to
You gotta be in one spot. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that being a challenge. I mean, it's a little bit different if you're in like an arena setting. Like I know I saw like hockey in here or jujitsu where like it's a controlled space so you can kind of move around those individuals, right? And you kind of know where they're going to be playing. But the like running races or triathlons, like you do know where they're going to cross, but it's just like keeping track of everyone because they all kind of look the same because we all have the same like swim caps on. Besides like the number maybe written on the head or on the arm or leg, but it's tough to keep up with everyone, right? There's hundreds of people going at a time. Yeah, unless
it's
you can catch
difficult
them.
and
Yeah,
make them look good, right? Also, not like like or yeah, you have to make them look decent.
yeah. Well, I guess you just kind of got to be like ready at any second if you're following them in the race, kind of thing. But yeah, you got some great photos in here.
It's a mix of preparation, no kind of prediction, and yeah, being kind of lucky also. Sometimes the athlete
Right.
like fail,
Yeah.
and at the end you have to give a product. You have to make them look good.
Right.
So, but I enjoy it. At the end, I ended up like so tired. That's nice.
Yeah, I bet it's like well, that probably is very much like a workout, like you said, like the camera equipment being heavier and you're chasing these people down, kind of in a race, or following them around like the course and stuff. That's definitely got to be.
When I am filming jiu-jitsu competitions,
Yeah.
I've been hit a couple of times. I'm hit like the athletes over me. It's a risk also of a videographer or photographer. Like you have to be there in the scene. Sometimes a ball can to your
Oh, right,
face.
right. Within the sports or whatever. Yeah, totally. Yeah,
Yeah,
it does. You always got to have. Yeah, you're looking through a lens, but something could be happening, kind of coming at you from a different angle. You always got to be careful.
so yeah, you have to be ready for,
Hmm,
for that.
very cool. What do you have a favorite shot, like a photo or a shot that you've taken that you're like, hey, this is my favorite one?
I have a couple.
Yeah,
Yes, that's actually very difficult sometimes for me when I have to do my presentations,
yeah,
you know, for potential clients. I have to choose, like three of my best pictures in sports, for example. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
like which one I want to show outdoors, indoors, or I want to show something like more out of the common. So yeah, it's a difficult question. I have a couple there.
Because like they all look great on this side of things, but I'm sure that you have some that you prefer, and maybe that's more of a you thing, whereas other folks would like gravitate to other images that are on here. Because like I said, you got great angles and lots of athletes on here. The real estate stuff looks awesome, and then when they're kind of posed or working with you, they look fantastic. Like great job of capturing those special moments in sports. You have some like hockey on here, and as you mentioned, jiu-jitsu, and looks like you film quite a bit of jiu-jitsu. Is that true? That'd be like a
Oh yeah,
lot of filming there. Yeah,
I'm in jiu-jitsu, but looking forward to more collaborations.
yeah, yeah, and then some boxing. I feel like is there a lot of fights that like are local here that you get to capture for boxing?
The boxing, no,
Yeah,
jiu-jitsu.
and more jiu-jitsu. Okay, I see a couple boxing in here, just like scrolling through the other side.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, more like photo sessions. Yes.
Just
I've
more
been.
okay, just for photos kind of thing. I mean, they look cool. I think that's a great photo. It's so neat to have like this angle as far as like a photo shoot does. I know other people do different things. We got some yoga in here. Um, yeah, you got some. Yeah, in general, like I said, back to the triathlon, one of my favorite things. But yeah, there's not just lots of great photos in here. I think people, love to capture those moments, and you're doing a great job of being able to offer that for them. Yeah. Do you do jujitsu yourself?
You know, I I'm still waiting for my health plan.
Oh,
So I'm a bit. I know myself. I'm a bit intense.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
know I'm gonna be injured.
Fair.
I'm
Yeah, you got to
waiting.
wait till you have that before you get in the on the
Yes.
mats.
Oh yeah. I don't want to. I don't
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to get injured. I mean,
Have you done it before? Have you done jujitsu before though?
I've been always invited. I think one class, but
Okay.
no more.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, it'll be like I'm sure you'll like it. You're very athletic. You'll dive in there, and I mean, obviously you're a fan. You've seen a bit of the sport go from one side of the lens, but yeah, I did it for a year and a bit. It's a ton of fun. I'll get back into it too one day. Just more focused on the triathlon training. And there's only so many hours in the day, and you still need to sleep and recover. That's ultimately the hindering to me doing too many sports. There's just not enough hours in the day. So yeah,
Yeah, it's not
yeah,
only working out, right? It's the sleep,
yeah.
good
The
amount
rest.
of
Oh man, yeah.
sleep.
If I could not have to sleep, that'd be. I'd train all the time. Feels good to work out. I'm sure that's the reason so adamant at it as well. You get a bit of a rush out of it, and so yeah, very
To be
cool.
able to work out, yes.
Yeah,
It's part
Allison,
of your life.
yeah. There's what about how do folks get a hold of you to I mean I see it on my end here, but I just do they go through your website to get a hold of you, or is there and we'll include the links below anyways, but do you have social medias, and we have your website, you're on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. Are there any other social medias that you're on?
Yeah, you mentioned LinkedIn, YouTube. I have my website. I think is the main. I would prefer a website, absolutely.
Website? Okay.
Instagram, something I moved a lot.
Yeah, you post some cool stuff on there. I think people should follow that. So we'll make sure to include that link below here.
I need to post more. It's difficult. It's something that I offer. And yes, it is to maintain, and also especially a cohesive language, right?
Yeah.
Cohesive content.
Yep.
And think I actually, I'm very impressed with what you do. Like everywhere I see you.
Well, that's planned ahead. We can definitely chat after yeah, the pod here. I'll share some tips or whatever we do on our end, and maybe it's helpful there. But like this, is there if there's anything else that you want to add? Otherwise, I'm good here, and we'll wrap up the call. This has been great to chat with you, Allison. Unless is there anything else that you want to add to the episode today?
No, I'm just very happy for this. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Awesome. Well,
Yes.
we're happy to have you on here and share your story. This has been awesome to chat with you about the other on the other side of the camera. As you mentioned at the beginning of the episode, and share what you're doing here. And it's very high performance. I encourage anyone in the local area and maybe outside of local Winnipeg area in sports, real estate, or other to reach out to you. So great to have you on, and we'll chat more soon.
I appreciate this, Stephen.
Okay, no problem.
Absolutely. I know we're gonna connect soon. We're gonna see each other again.
Yes, we will. Absolutely.